Inflation expectations are moderating for the wrong reason. And the wrong reason is because many people are starting to discount a recession looming in major economies, particularly in the Eurozone, and also a significant slowdown of the Chinese economy after the latest figures. In the United States, the Atlanta Federal Reserve is already estimating that the gross domestic product of the second quarter will be also showing contraction. Therefore, the risk of a technical recession is pretty evident. So, a risk of a recession is driving the weakness of commodities in recent months. But since the high levels of March, commodities have certainly corrected, but they are still at elevated levels for what we would consider to be normal. In the case of oil, still settling at levels that are far from what we would perceive as the robust growth levels with not high inflation, and also the same with natural gas, and winter is coming. In the case of copper, aluminum, and iron ore, it is absolutely clear that industrial production, that the activity in the manufacturing sector globally is slowing down. It is also evident in the correction in the freight costs. Those elements tend to show us that the risk of recession is high while inflation expectations remain elevated. Yes, moderating, but elevated. So, a very big risk that the reduction in inflation expectations does not mean an improvement in the growth of the global economy. Rather, that it cements the risk of stagflation that we have been mentioning for a few months. So, inflation expectations coming down for the wrong reason, because of a risk of a recession, is certainly not something that we should be celebrating. Even less so when central banks continue to be as aggressively accommodative as they are, in particular the European Central Bank, which finds itself in a situation in which throughout winter the European economy is going to suffer a severe blow while the policy is not tackling inflation the way that it should. So, these things we need to continue to monitor because these trends, lower growth, persistent inflation, are not really something that we would consider as positive.